Hello guys and girls, Voices from the Dark here, and I figured it's about time we did a little update. Now, as I'm sure the title will suggest, this will be the last time you get to see the beard. If you've been following my videos in recent months, you might have noticed that this thing is growing and growing and growing. And it's been real fun just letting it grow. I've been letting it grow since about January, so it's about 1 year of growth. But as I did the last year, I think I'll actually trim it down. Now, of course, I would never completely remove the beard. I'll just go back to having less of it. But I just thought I would give you a little heads up that it's going to disappear. It's been fun letting it grow out, but it's a bit of a hassle having to constantly deal with it, and then especially when you have to wear a lot of clothes in winter, like you have a big jacket, then you have a scarf, and your beard is just like either getting all tangled up like you have to hide it away, or it's just poofing out to all directions in its ginger glory. Essentially, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I don't want to have to take a hairdryer every morning and then take a comb and then like make sure I get it all dry before I apply different lotions and stuff to it just to get it to look good. But I figured I'd have a little talk about what's been going on in my life, why the channel has seen so little activity this December, November, October, generally since the autumn. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this already, but I started a course this autumn. I'm actually taking a bachelor in game design, and that's been keeping me really busy. It's been a lot of fun though, and I've really found a new passion and something that I constantly want to use my free time pursuing or learning about. And back in the day when I attended the standard school, you know, elementary and then junior high and high school, that was more mandatory. That was just something you go through because, well, you were supposed to go to school. And then I did my homework there, and then the rest of the time I was like, hey, I can work on something fun on YouTube. But now, this course, this game design course, is taking up so much of my time because initially when I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh, we only have like a couple of lectures a week. This is going to be easy. But 90% of your free time is spent working on assignments, studying up on something, making something. So I'm not going to go into too much of it here. I was thinking maybe I could make a video talking about how the first semester has been studying game design, because I feel like that could be interesting and maybe spark some interest from your side as well if you're thinking about doing something similar. But I finally have a vacation now. I have a couple of weeks where I don't really have to think about it. I mean, I'm still technically thinking about it. I'm in this mode where I've learned something and I've started to develop a new skill, and now I'm just in a mode where I just want to absorb everything, learn as much as possible, and then put that to good use. So the exams during game design has also been pretty fun because most of them are either about have a presentation about certain aspects of game history or differences between different games and how the market at the time influenced them. And we also ended up having to make our own game. And so we did. We had to make a little 3D platformer, and just for fun, this is not legit, I just made a little box for the game that we ended up making, Bobo Bounce. So it's a third-person platformer about a clown who has to explore different worlds and save it from a dark magician who is causing chaos. So that was just really fun to work with. That was like the first full game that I saw through. It's like 30-40 minutes of gameplay. I'm quite happy with it because I got to take it through. I'm not gonna bother trying to get it back up there. It took me through all the different stages of like, okay, setting it up, writing a high concept, what do we want in the game? How's the level progression gonna be? What's the story here? What kind of assets are we going to need? And then going into the programming side, because I was a main programmer for it, and I really just developed a real love for just putting things together. So I've been having a lot of fun, and I've been making a lot of things that you don't necessarily get to see here on the channel. So I'm thinking I want to try to implement more of what I do now into the channel. Once I've learned more, I really want to try to make some sort of video series. Like, the dream is to make a simple game akin to sort of an Elder Scrolls experience. Obviously not as big, very confined, maybe just within one dungeon, but just with basic combat, making some enemies, having them have some basic patrolling AI, and try to make just a little bite-sized experience and make that on camera, and then get some feedback and iterate on that and make something essentially live with the audience. I just feel like that could be really, really fun. So that's something I would like to incorporate in the future. So if you're interested in seeing me implement more of what I learn in game design in my videos, just let me know. I could even do a little playthrough of Bobo Bounso, the greatest platformer in history. It's really not. It's buggiest. It's not buggy. I mean, it is, but it's not progression buggy. It's just animation buggy and stuff. You can get through the game all right. I've done my best. You cannot break this game. Bobo Bounso is better than that. But I'm gonna stop talking about clowns now and instead talk about the channel. What's gonna be going on? Because this was my first semester out of 6, so 5 to go. And knowing myself, I have put essentially almost everything else in my life behind studying right now. Studying is like the #1 priority in most instances, for better or for worse. Because the course actually costs quite a lot of money, and I didn't necessarily have the same drive when I was attending free public schooling, but now that I'm paying so much per semester to even attend it, I want to get the most out of it. And YouTube's really taken a back seat. I had started a lot of series before school started up, because I had no idea it was going to be so busy. We have Beyond Skyrim Bruma, which I was streaming, Life is Strange, Before the Storm, Persona 5, Oblivion, Bloodborne. I believe those were the 5 big ones that we were doing, and lately all you've been seeing is like an Oblivion video every now and then, because that's the most relaxing for me. I can sort of just sit down and just zone out and just focus on making my own journey. And I haven't really had the patience to sit down with any of the other games, which is bad, because I've started something and I really ought to finish it, but I haven't had the time. But what I'm thinking of doing is that during this vacation right now, I have a couple of weeks, I'm going to get back into recording Persona 5, Life is Strange, Before the Storm, Bloodborne, and of course Oblivion. And I'm going to prepare some videos for when the new year hits. Now, I don't think the start of the year is going to be particularly busy, but it's good just to have a couple of videos, because that way I could have a consistent upload schedule. I could upload twice a week or something. I think that's really going to be the most reasonable. I know before I used to do a video per day, but that's also when I didn't attend school and I had all day to do this. So I'm thinking trying to get like 2 videos up a week. So if I start prepping a lot now during December, I should be able to keep that up, because I would like to wrap up some of the adventures that we have started. I don't like leaving things unfinished, but at the same time, I also don't really want to force myself to finish things I don't really want to. But then again, you need some discipline when it comes to doing big series. And I just find it really odd that Oblivion is not affected by this. I still love Oblivion. I just finished making episode 113. I'm still loving it. There's so much we have to do. There are like hundreds and hundreds of episodes left, and I'm still enjoying it. And it's odd. I don't know why. But regardless, here's the TLDR of this video. I've been quite busy with game design, but I'm really enjoying it and I'm hoping to implement it into the channel in the future. I'm going to be prepping a lot of videos in December so we can start having more consistent uploads of a wider variety of games in January. And you probably won't see a lot of uploads in December now, just some Oblivion here and there while I prep a couple of things. Well, guys and girls, I've been delaying it long enough. The beard has to go. I know. A lot of you really seem to like it. There were some that weren't as happy with it, but the general consensus is that's cool. But I can hide my entire face with my beard now. That's weird. So, I will close this now. By the time I open it up again, you will see a new man. I am a changed man. That is to say, the beard's been trimmed a little bit. The core still remains. We still have the thickness. We still have the this thingy, and we still have the mustache going pretty strong. But it's just been maintained a little bit. So this is going to make it less of a hassle to deal with, but we're still going to keep that so majestic feeling. Hopefully you're going to enjoy the rest of the content that is to come. This December is going to be pretty quiet. I'll just have a couple of Oblivion videos here and there, but I will try to record a wider variety of content and get a lot of that stockpiled up, so when January comes and I go back to school, I can start posting a couple of times a week. If you wish to follow me and hear about my everyday, you can follow me on Snapchat at hipsterdark. I tend to snap almost daily, so you'll see a lot of things there. Usually snap when I'm working on projects and stuff, so it could be fun. Snap me, say hello, you'll most likely get a hello back. You can also follow me on Twitter at VoicesFTD. I also post there from time to time, and that'd be a good way to keep in touch with me, because I haven't been answering YouTube comments for a couple of months now, and it's gonna take so many hours to go through all of it. I have to do it at some point. I'm just bracing myself for that. Hopefully it's understandable why my studies are taking up such a big part of my time, but hopefully you will appreciate that I still try to find some time for these projects, because I still find YouTube a lot of fun, and the experiences and friends I've gotten through YouTube have been invaluable to me, and they're still impacting me to this day. So, have a still good rest of 2017, take care, and stay awesome. But most importantly, everybody, stay dark. Goodbye.